Good morning, everybody. Today you are getting a day in the life vlog.
Good morning.
Good morning, says Virginia. You are getting a homeschool mom of 4 tries to get ready because school starts on Monday.
Yep.
And we're not ready yet, but it's okay. And I'm going to show you guys what we're doing. And I hope that it can be an encouragement because I see so many of you who are excited to get started homeschooling. You know in your hearts that you believe in it. You know it is good. And this is the way that you can teach your children the ways of the Lord. But then the reality of like, oh stink, how do I make this happen? That sets in. And that fear is real. I get it. This is like our 9th year. Did you clean your room already? Good job. This is like our 9th year homeschooling, and we will have 3 kids in school this year. A nearly 15-year-old, a nearly 9-year-old, and a 6.5-year-old, with a 1.5-year-old hanging out with us. So that is our spectrum of what we have going on. So welcome to our day. It is rainy and dark and cozy out. It's actually kind of cool. The temperature has dropped down. It feels awesome. I feel like it's giving us like a little taste of what fall is like here in Western North Carolina. So I'm really excited. I know it's not going to last, but it's exciting for the moment. And I am working this week. The baby co-sleeps with us for the majority of the night. She starts off in her own bed and then some early hour in the morning ends up coming into bed with us. Oh, God, get off of the couch. Get down. Stinking dog. But anyways, baby Olivia, no, get off of the couch. Anyways, she is not an early riser. Never has been. This baby will sleep till 10 o'clock if we let her. Hi, baby. Mama. Hi, love. You want to come up here to Mama? Hi. I'm talking about you. You got your sister's tablet. So anyways, I have started this week setting my alarm to try to focus on me getting up earlier because we like to get our stuff done in the morning so we can have our day free. So I've been getting up and just kind of laying in bed and getting some work done on my phone while I lay there and snuggle her. So anyways, we're working on that. We slowly ease into things. We slowly ease into our rhythms because we do things very, very relaxed in our home. So that's what you're wanting some of in your house. I'll show you how we do it. But right now I'm up, husband's up. Baby's just kind of cruising around, apparently stealing tablets from her sister. And the girls are just kind of lounging in bed. And I give them some time in the morning. They can watch stuff and play games, just kind of relax. And same with our teenager. He's kind of doing the same. I think I hear the kettle going off. I'm going to go make some coffee. And I have a ton of curriculum work to still get done before next week that I am praying that the Lord will give me strength that I can somehow get this done. So I'm going to have some coffee and work on curriculum. I get up for 2 seconds and you're on my computer. Are you responding to people? What are you doing? Yeah? Yeah, is that a true story? Oh, yeah? Your Bubba's wrestling with the dogs and getting everybody all crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness, big girl. Okay. You want to kill? Oh, you're hugging me. Mwah. Good job, Mama.
Good job. Yay! Good job. You gotta turn it over here. Turn it over.
Did you guys see the clouds rolling through the mountains like that? I tried to zoom in, so hopefully you can see it, but we live in the Blue Ridge Smoky Mountains area of western North Carolina, and kind of more so at the base of the mountains, but I love it. When we were living in the desert of Southern California, dreaming of moving out here, I would look at pictures and seeing the Smoky Mountains and the way they did that. I just always thought that was so cool. So now living here, because when we moved out here, we always lived down towards Charlotte, around the city, but now being out here in the mountains more, I love that I can look out my window and look into the Blue Ridge Parkway. You can only see the ones that are right here next to us because the cloud cover is so thick right now, you can't even see all the mountains that are over here out of my window. But looking out and seeing the clouds just rolling through the mountains, it's one of my favorite things. So I try to share it with you. Hopefully you can kind of see it. I think it's really cool. Day in the life. Okay. Trying to wake up earlier because we need to start school next week. I set my alarm, which we usually don't set alarms anymore, but I'm trying to get my rhythm on check because, again, co-sleeping with the baby, I feel like my body very much syncs to her, and my husband always sets us up so that it can be that way. So he will get up and do all of the things and let me just get up with the baby, which is awesome and great, especially when she was a tiny little baby, but especially now that she's getting older, and I would like to accomplish things with my day. It's a little more helpful if I'm not sleeping in until 9, 10 o'clock. That's Andy, our rooster, one of our roosters. Rain is picking up again here quite a bit, but I got up at 7, spent time in prayer, and then I didn't want to get out of bed and risk waking the baby up and really messing her up because she nurses a lot in the morning, lots of snuggles. So I went ahead and took care of, spent some time in prayer, spent some time just quiet alone time to be able to do that. And then I had a handful of things on my phone that I could take care of. So I took care of all of that. And then
I got up and got ready. My husband woke up and he likes to read news in the morning and see what's going on, look at different things. And so he kind of laid in bed with the sleeping baby and did that while I got up and ready. I have tried for a while now, as soon as I wake up, usually I wake up, I go to the restroom, I brush my teeth, I just get dressed and get ready right then and there. Because for me, I know if I don't do it right in those few moments, it doesn't take me but 10, 15 minutes to be totally ready to like walk out the door. And so I've noticed though, if I don't do it first thing in the morning, I come out, I start doing things with the kids and with ministry and with my husband and around the house and with the chickens. And then next thing I know, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm still in my pajamas. So I try to get it done as soon as I wake up, as soon as I go in there. Like I said, 10, 15 minutes, ready to go. So I got ready. As I was finishing up, the baby woke up. She was totally confused as to why we're like up and ready to go and not cool to lounge in bed until 10 o'clock. So got up and got ready. I came out here, did my normal morning stuff, make coffee. I'm going to show you this really cool thing I'm doing with the kids, and it has been working amazing. So I'll share that with you guys. But we got our morning stuff done. This is a cool thing about getting up and getting ready, because we had this like utility worker vehicle show up on our property, and we're out in the country, you guys. We have this huge long driveway, so it's very weird if somebody just shows up on our property. And so it was kind of weird. I went out there and it was a sweet guy and he's just looking for a certain property and it wasn't us. So anyways, that's the nice part about being dressed and ready though. So when people show up unannounced, it's not like, oh my gosh, I'm like in my pajamas and need to get ready. Like, it's cool. So took care of that, had breakfast, did Bible as a family. I tried to get a little bit of curriculum writing done. I had a lot of YouTube comments to respond to, some emails and stuff. So honestly, I've like gotten none of it done yet. We've gotten Bible done. As soon as Bible is done as a family, we're reading in 1 Samuel right now. As soon as that's done, we do a whole home pickup as a family. So everybody has pieces that they pitch in and do, the whole house working together. So that way, first thing in the morning, we can get everything level. Everything is good, because I can't work when everything's a disaster, and it's good practice, I think, for the kids to help and pitch in and take care of, the things in the home. So we do that first thing. Son got showered. My husband's getting showered and ready to start his day and get down to work on all of the ministry related things he needs to get working on. And this gives me a little bit of quiet time. Our baby loves to snuggle with her brother, and he puts her to bed. So she is in there snuggling with him. This gives the little girls time to be playing together and enjoying their morning. And then I get some peace and quiet out here. Things are fairly picked up, and I can sit down and record my Biblical Womanhood Bible study videos. So that's kind of our morning. By the time I get done with that, it's usually about time to go ahead and make some lunch. Our lunch is very simple, and then the kids can go outside usually, not today though, but they usually go out and they play and they're in the pool and doing everything. Daddy and I get our podcast work done. So we're trying to ease into the schedule. The plan is when we start homeschool next week, to first thing in the morning, kind of before we start our Bible study, that 8 and 9 o'clock window is when I really want to get our schoolwork done first thing in the morning. So that way later in the afternoon, we can do our family activities and have the rest of the day open for plenty of play and child-led interest learning and things of that nature. So this week though, like I said, I've got to get the curriculum finished up, the supply list put together for all of you who would like to do our free Bible-based homeschool plans. I'll get that put together for you guys, and then be ready to go. As far as supplies, super minimal over here. A notebook, some pencils, and then the books that we're reading, and that's really it. That's all we will use. That in the free homeschool plans that I want to go ahead. I have a company that will be able to get them printed in like an actual book that I've shared with you guys. I really want to be able to buy one too, but we won't be able to do that right away. So right now we'll probably just be kind of like printing it off the free PDF. Super minimal though. I think it's more so starting to prepare the home for homeschool and to start to move towards that rhythm of getting stuff done. If you are getting ready to homeschool, especially if this is your first year homeschooling, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to calm down, relax, ease into it. I feel like that just works so much better. So let me show you a couple things that I am working on to have us prepared for our homeschool year, which we are starting earlier than we've ever started before, and we're starting next week. We are going to change up our schedule a little bit and try a 4 weeks on, 1 week off routine for our school year. And I will go ahead and vlog. Last year I tried something out. I vlogged our 100 days of homeschool, right? 100 days of school, that's always a big thing in like traditional school. And sorry, I have a plant leaf in my hand. But so I was gonna vlog our 100 days of school and do a thing. And then when I got done, most of you were like, okay, so what about the rest of the school year? So this year we are just going to vlog our school year. We're gonna do our 180 days of school, sharing our 4 weeks on, 1 week off, and showing you guys. Honestly, so many of you ask us questions. You don't know where to get started with homeschooling. You're stressed out. You don't think you can do it. There's so much that goes into it. Your homeschool is going to look different than anybody else's homeschool. And if you don't know why homeschool should be important, especially as a believer in Christ, let me know and I could talk on that for about 8 years, okay? It's a topic I'm very passionate about because I believe it is incredibly important, especially as believers in Christ, and especially in these times. I don't think you could be doing anything that's more important for the salvation of your children than homeschooling them. I really don't. So Andy agrees. So anyways, I've found that the best way to help in answering these things is just to share what we're doing. Not that your homeschool is going to look like ours. They're all different. And it's not that we're showing you what we do and you need to try to copy what we're doing. I mean, maybe there's ideas and things that we do that you can try and maybe they work for you. Maybe they lead to something that does work to you, for you, even if it's not exactly what we do. But I think I've just found that showing a very raw, honest, transparent look of what homeschool actually looks like day in and day out is a huge help, because so often what we see are these little pictures, these little single shots of that perfectly staged setup where everybody's happily reading and it looks great and all of this stuff. And so you expect that that's what your day should look like all day long. But then you get started and that's not how your day looks like all day long. So then you start second guessing yourself and getting stressed and worried and frustrated, and you're getting upset with the kids and they're getting frustrated with you, and your husband's like, what the heck's going on? And all of it's a disaster. It really does. It can spiral out of control so quickly. And in all the years that we have done this in so many different ways, that's what I've learned time and time again. Honestly, what works for you at the beginning of the year might not work the same at the end of the year. You have to roll with it and go, relax. It's okay. And so that's why I like to just share what we're doing in the hopes that the Lord might use it to be of service to another family, to help and encourage and support you in taking this incredibly important step in taking Deuteronomy 6 verses 6 through 7 seriously, when it says to talk about the things of the Lord from the time your kids wake up until the time they go to bed, when you're at home, when you're out and about, always training them up in the ways of the Lord, right? We want to train them up in His way so that when they grow up, they will not depart from Him. And that's huge, because you can do all of the things, have the perfect curriculum, the perfect test scores, the perfect college, the perfect career, but if your children do not know the Lord and they do not have salvation through Christ, they'll spend eternity in hell. And I'm not okay with that. I want to know that when I stand before the Lord and have to give an answer to what I did with these gifts that He gave me, I can say, Lord, I trusted you and I let you guide me and I did exactly all that I knew how to do. I'm not perfect by any means, but I am striving for the ways of the Lord. I am focused on that. That is my priority. So, all of that spiel about homeschool stuff. This is our day. This is what we're working on. I'll show you guys a couple of the things that I am trying to work through as we prepare for our homeschool year starting next week.
All right, guys, some things I'm working on. This is my list of projects that I really want us to accomplish before we start school. So we need to finish going through minimizing down the girls' clothes and Trav's clothes. I need to finish writing the curriculum. I am going through and minimizing all of the stuff in all of our home. You can go to minimalisthomeschool.com/magazine and download my free ebook Minimalist Home to show the process that we go through for that. I have already finished some of it that I'll show you guys. All of the stuff that is excess that we don't need, we need to get dropped off at the thrift store. Finish cleaning up outside and blow everything off. I have a jasmine plant I rescued on clearance and another plant that Lily picked out that I need to get planted in the ground because the chickens keep knocking it over. We had a bunch of burnable stuff that we keep in our laundry room. We got all of that pulled out yesterday. My brother's getting it all burnt, and now I just need to clean out the laundry room. I need to get a couple weeks of menu plan and grocery shopping done because we're kind of goofed up on our monthly grocery shopping right now. So I need to get that figured out. We need to start working in our basement. This is going to take us a little while, but I want to at least get started. Our basement is where all the stuff goes, and it's awful. So we need to start separating stuff in a trash pile, a sell pile, and a keep pile. Sell it in thrift store, and then a keep pile. And then I need to bathe the dogs, which I have not done. So now it's raining, so I'm glad I didn't bathe them yet, but I would like to get that done. Now, let me show you guys this. So I have these vases. I am a florist by trade, so I just have all kinds of vases. So I pulled these ones out. I think I bought these at Walmart for like $5 a couple years back. But I have one for Virginia. I do everything youngest to oldest. So Virginia, Lily, and Travis. The kids have not really done this yet, so I can show you guys how to do it. I got these, and then I got a pack of these popsicle sticks, just these big craft sticks. And then I wrote down a list of all of the things that I would like for the children to be getting done each day, that I would like them to get them done on their own more times than not, as opposed to me chasing them around fussing about the stuff that needs to get done. I also wanted my younger girls to see how much the teenager really does, because they like to complain when he gets special priority, or not priorities, but special things that he can do and privileges. That was the word I was looking for. When he gets special privileges, I wanted them to really see some sort of visual of, yes, he's older and he has much more responsibilities. So let's look at, as his responsibilities grow, so do his privileges. So I took these sticks, and some of them I painted with just yellow on the top. I just got little 50-cent containers of paint. Morning time is yellow. Afternoon is this really pretty lavender color, and then evening is this gray. And then there's a few in here that I just put some lines on. They just have these stripes. And these are like bonus jobs that I would really love if the kids helped me with, but they are just kind of bonus ones in there. So every day, the kids, as they complete tasks, they put them in here. So each one has the child's initial marked on it, and then what I want them to do. These are Virginia's, and she can't quite read, so I attempted to draw a picture of what it is on each one. I am not the best artist, but she gets the idea. So as they complete the tasks, they put them here in their thing. Then I can easily look at them and say, okay, clean your room, you clear the table, and get dressed. So I can easily look at the things that they have claimed to have accomplished, go and check to ensure that the things have been done. And as they ask for things throughout the day, extra tablet time, wanting to play video games for a little while, go out, well, they can always pretty much go outside and play, but any little activities, wanting a dessert or a special treat or to get to watch a movie, anytime they ask, I am going to look at and see the things that they have accomplished to determine if the special privilege is something that they have earned. So all of these are in here. And again, so far it's been working great. Instead of me having to chase them around all day and be like, hey, did you do this? Did you do that? They're in here pretty constantly checking through the sticks to see what they could get done. They're like competing with one another to see who can have the most sticks in their container. And at the end of each day, they're counting them and, ooh, look how many I have. I have 3 more than you. Well, what can I do? And so they'll pull out some of these special ones and, well, I'm going to go wipe down the cabinet so that way I can earn this one and catch up with you type of a deal. So far it's working really well. I don't say anything to anyone. I just come through here and look and periodically Lily throughout the day. I go, hey, did you guys, check your sticks? The girls are usually pretty up on this. I'm kind of surprised Lily hasn't done hers yet. Travis isn't quite, he's our teenager. He's not quite as concerned with hurrying and getting in here, but he still comes and checks his throughout the day to make sure that he gets credit for his sticks. So far, this cost me like $2, and it was the greatest thing I think I've done in quite a while. I'm really pleased with it so far. So I totally did not film it the other day, but this pantry in here is usually like an absolute disaster, spilling over with stuff. And so this was one of the things on my list as far as going through and minimizing stuff. When I minimize, I pulled everything out of here, absolutely everything. We have 2 pantries. One doesn't have any doors, but that's all food stuff. And then this one with the door is where I keep more of like my baking things, some cleaning stuff, just household goods, and the trash can to keep the baby out of it. So I pulled absolutely everything out of here. When everything was pulled out, I scrubbed everything down, cleaned everything out really, really well. I set everything on the dining room table and then sorted through it and only kept the things that I know we absolutely need and will use. So all that's really left up here, I keep our knives put up here, mason jars of stuff. This is my awesome box my friend gave me that I hide my mommy snacks in. So like any little candies or treats or granola bars that I get for myself, I have these hidden in here. This is something I actually need to return to my mother-in-law. I keep a stack of towels for each season, and I just switch them out. So I keep, 4 to 5 towels. We don't use paper products. We just use cloth. So I just rotate everything out up there, but I keep them hidden up there so the kids and husband don't get into them. Parchment paper, tinfoil. These are all of my baking supplies. We bake every week with our homeschool stuff. I bake throughout the week for various things, for Sabbath, for really a lot of different things. We bake a lot. And so I just like to keep a mix of stuff on hand for any baking thing we might be working on. My glass mixing bowls, and then I keep like a cheese grater in here so the baby doesn't get into it. Lots of coconut oil, apple cider vinegar, flowers. And then down here is more so like cleaning supplies. So Lily's cat food, trash bags. One of you are such a blessing to us, and you sent us all of these soaps. This many people in my house living out in the country with the chickens and everything else, we go through so much soap, and it's so frustrating because I like to make sure we're using stuff that isn't full of nasty chemicals, but it's nice to have good stuff. So this is one of my favorite soaps, and you sent us some. I was so thankful for it. And then this little basket here has my e-cloth, dusting cloths, and like a lint roller, duct tape, some natural incense, just a few things that I use on the norm, and I just try to keep it all organized in here. I know this is really dark. And then down here, we have some home projects we've been trying to work on for a while now. So the box of supplies and just some odds and ends, paint rollers and stuff that we have, that's all in there. The broom, the floors all got cleaned out though. So for me, this is like, all of these things are things that I use and go to on the norm, but I need a place where they can be put up and away, and it's clean and organized. My extra spices, I know this is really dark, so you guys probably can't see anything I'm talking about, but my extra spices are all down here. Everything is organized, alphabetized, labels facing the proper way, all the way that I like my things. So this is mommy's space of all the things. And then more of my e-cloths. I just have command hooks on the back of the door that I hang my e-cloths on, and for my e-cloth mop. And then my brother bought us one of these electric bug zapper things. He finds it, I think, hilarious to chase around the bugs and try to zap them. So we just leave that there so the kids cannot reach it. So that one is done, at least. Might seem small, but to me it is huge, and I'm really thankful to have this part done. All right, guys, did my biblical womanhood video. I don't know how good it was today. We just had messages come in and stuff like that, which is fine. When you stand out and you talk about things and you put it out to the internet, you're willing to get who knows what come at you. Okay, but some days it just feels like these things that we get sent to us are just so heavy, so heavy. And the things it stirs out, I mean, you're dealing with
spiritual matters, you know, and so some days it's just a lot. So maybe you're here because you just wanted about homeschool stuff and you weren't quite ready for all this, but for us, it's all kind of one. So trying to regain my composure. Got that done though. I'm gonna go heat up some lunch for my family. My brother treated us to dinner from our favorite Mexican restaurant last night. So we only eat half of it when we get it, and then it works for lunch the next day as well. So I'm gonna go heat that up for all of us so we can have some lunch, and then hopefully sit down and finish putting together these plans. The kids are in there right now checking their little popsicle sticks and getting them put into the right, into their vase if they've gotten them completed, so that way they can if I've been letting them throughout the summer, if they get their stuff done and whatnot after lunch, they can have some video game time. So letting them kind of enjoy that, since they know next week we've got stuff to get done. And then we this afternoon will work on, hopefully, Lord willing, some of the items on my list, trying to get all of those checked off before we're ready to start school next week. So if you are gearing up and preparing to homeschool, again, I highly, highly, highly recommend you just start to ease into your rhythm and get your home in order. That's where you're going to be doing all of your stuff. Get it in order now before it's time to get started and you're getting stressed out, especially if you're new to this. I think it makes a huge, huge, huge difference. Also, why we're starting our school year a little bit earlier, so we can start showing you guys how we're doing it, so that way hopefully we can give you some encouragement before you start your school year to be like, okay, it's all right. It will all work out. So anyways, I'm just going to turn this off for a minute. I'm going to go start heating up lunch, spend some time and just prayer and gather all of the things. So that's what I'm going to go do. See you guys in a little bit. Oh my goodness. Lily, come here so I can see yours. It's a skateboard with basket of toys and a pillow for baby. Careful!
I got even toys for her.
Oh my goodness. So my throw pillow, a skateboard under there, your dresser drawer with your sister, a Lego, and some toys and a little book, I think.
What?
I feel like this idea is flawed. Like in many ways.
Yeah, well, maybe. That might be part of the flaw. Baby falling overboard. Hold on, Bumby. Some minor adjustments. Yep, yours isn't destroyed. Yours is good, Jen.
It needs repairs every 2 minutes.
I'm so sorry. I know you want to sit in your Grab-mobile. And then my mobile right here.
She sits on your lap.
One more thinking going here, but Dad thinks this is a bad idea. But
Dad thinks this is a bad idea. Imagine that.
weird, guys.
He's so weird. I don't know how this could go badly. Stay there with her.
This is going amazing. Okay? Is there one little fall over?
She just fell over.
No, she didn't. That's false. Get out, Travis. No. No.
Don't, Travis, don't pull on it. Oh, she wants her Bubba.
Dun, 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 dun.
Now you don't think that they have anybody. I have more stuff here than you. I got
Alrighty, guys. Yesterday was a bit of a disaster. Lily is here.
Hi.
Came this way. Oops. Come over here. We're not doing so well. Yesterday was a bit of a disaster. And so we just gave up vlogging for the day and we stopped. Still preparing though for our school year. I got some more work done around the house this morning. I emptied out our entire fridge and scrubbed the whole thing down. Usually when I do our monthly grocery shopping trips, I empty out everything and scrub everything down. We haven't been able to do that for a while. So it's like stuff gets wiped up here and there, but I haven't completely stripped everything down and out. So today we literally unplugged the fridge, pulled it out, cleaned the lines, cleaned behind it, under it, literally everything. So I'll show you guys that. Now that everything is cleaned out, we realize how much food we don't have. So we've got to figure that out. We're figuring that out. And anyways, trying to finish getting this stuff done. What is your dog freaking out about? The
She's
cat?
freaking out herself in the mirror.
No, the cat's trying to drink water, and I think the puppy wants water, and the cat won't let her anyways.
No.
So still trying to get stuff ready for our school year. I'm trying to finish up the curriculum so that way I can get that out. So we'll be ready. I'll show you guys. I'll probably do a separate video showing you just like the supplies you'll need if you're going to do our free Bible-based homeschool plan. It's going to be very simple. I'll do a video and I'll put a list together so that way you guys can see all of that. I just need to be able to get notebooks for the kids. It's really not too much. And like I said, though, more of it, I think for me is obviously getting that curriculum finished, but then just getting the house in order as much as we possibly can. Again, because I think having that fresh slate with things in order here in the home and kind of moving into this rhythm will help so much. The times that I do this, it makes such a big difference when we're ready to start the year. So I'll show you guys the fridge, one thing done, and then go get some more stuff done. All right, so we actually don't even have like a full-size fridge. This is a kind of funky, odd-shaped one because we've got this old house, so we had this really odd shape or odd size to fit one in. So we've literally, this is all that's left in the freezer. We've got some chicken, some beef, some meatballs that Virginia likes, smoothie packs, frozen milk for the baby, some rolls. That was it once that all got cleaned out. You never realize how much junk just ends up. And then look at the same with the fridge. So my salsa that I love, milk, you know, a few condiments, salad dressings, jellies, and then my grapefruits, see? My husband's drinks. That's some fresh watermelon. I just pulled out the rest of my salad stuff. And yeah, that's kind of it once I got everything all pulled out of there. So we're going to need to get some grocery shopping done somehow. But really, you guys, for us, we don't have a designated homeschool room that everything happens in. I have my office in here where we've got a 3-drawer, like plastic, you know, the stands with the drawers. We have one of those that everything lives in, so that everything has a designated place with all of their supplies. I have a vase that I keep on the table that pencils and pens and colored pencil, all that stuff goes into, so that way it's easy and all together. And that's it. I don't have tons of, you know, maps up on the wall or big boards that we have stuff on, and all of that's great. It's absolutely wonderful, and if that works for your family and that's what you have, that's great. But again, you don't have to do it like everybody else does it. How we get ready is I just get home in order, get caught up on things that I haven't been able to get to, so that way we can sit down, we can dive into scripture, we can dive into these things, and we can learn and grow and start off. We do it very simple, very minimalist. I don't have all the stuff. I don't do that. We don't buy a lot of supplies. We have the books that we're using, a multi-subject notebook for the kids, some pencils and some colored pencils. That's really it. I can't think of anything else really that we use. So it's really simple. So for me, couple days in the life of a homeschool mom trying to get ready, it's again figuring out the things around our home and our property that we need to get in order, so that way they're done and taken care of, and we can focus our days on our studies and our fun family activities every day. Because for me, with all of that stuff still sitting around that needs to get done, it's hard to focus and really start our year off having fun and enjoying these activities and these learning experiences when I have all this stuff like weighing on me over here that needs to get taken care of. So getting that done, trying to ease into our rhythm of getting up and moving maybe a little bit earlier, getting to bed a little bit earlier, trying to, you know, start to ease into a little bit more of a structure, and having the kids kind of chip in and just prepare our home to be a great learning environment for them. It's always a learning environment, but I just want to share, you know, with you guys that you don't need a ton of stuff. Everything doesn't have to be perfectly organized in a perfect bin with a perfect label. You don't have to have all the charts and posters and things and boards and all of the artwork and stuff. It's great and there's nothing wrong with it, but you don't have to have these things. You don't have to be stressing yourself out that there's this whole list of things you have to have and have to put together and have to have perfect before you get started. Am I going to get everything checked off of my list before Monday rolls around? Probably not. I've got to get the curriculum done. And
I've got I have enough for my kids to get started, but I've got to get those things done. But the other stuff, I'm probably not going to get all of it. It's probably not realistic. We're working towards it and we'll get it. But I think it's more so in our hearts as we prepare to dive into this. And I just want to make sure that I'm not going into these things stressed out with everyone. And I know that's a big one for us. A lot of us I get lots of comments about that, how it's just very stressful. Don't let it be stressful. It'll be okay. I'm talking to myself because it's very difficult to remember. So hopefully that helped and it can serve somebody else. But otherwise, we will start Monday going through and sharing our 100 days of homeschool.